achievers. As you all must be knowing, yesterday was the INICET November 2023 exam, and the new pattern of the INICET has been the biggest talking point right now. So this is a very small video about how the paper was and what were the important aspects and what are the take-home points for the next few exams to come. So let's start. As far as the questions pattern was concerned, we had 200 questions which were a mix of two kinds of questions only. This time no special questions have been asked except for the multiple completion, no reason assertion, no true false. Okay, yeah, some matching questions were there. So yeah, we can say there are three types of questions. Single best were the biggest variety. And when we talk about the type of paper, a lot of students were very happy. The paper went very well. Most of the students were quite happy outside the exam hall. And the reason behind it is that around 75 to 78% questions were actually repeats. And actually our students, as they said, have done very well because we trained them to do the repeats well, and we had provided to them all the past SR papers and the past AIMS papers. New questions were comprising only around 22%, as you can see in the figure. Just 20 to 25% depending upon the recall. Average figure will be somewhere close to 22%. So it means the paper was by and large repeat, and that is why I think before Diwali they were keeping everybody happy. But the real happiness will come only once the result comes. So let's see, we'll keep the fingers crossed. The good thing which we came to know was that section 3 and section 4 this time, it's not going to be the same every time, but this time the section 3 and section 4 were all repeats. All repeats from the past SR papers, from the past AIMS papers, from some of the topics were also repeated from NEET, not the topics, not the questions. So in section 1 and section 2, broadly we had around out of the 50 odd questions, around 20-25 in section 1 were new, whereas around 15-20 questions were new in the section 2, and rest everything was a repeat. Pattern of the paper on the timing, students have been actually happy that they were able to time the paper much better than before. As far as I was talking about the types of questions, multiple completion questions were the only special types of questions. Along with, we had some matching questions as well, but they were very far and few in between. Most of the matching questions were new. Okay, so as far as the medical, people want to know also what was the contribution of the medical side. So hardly around 25 questions, not 25%. Total number of questions from the medical side were around 25 only. And out of those 25 questions, somewhere between 8 to 10 were new questions. The rest of them were like repeats. Another very important statistic that I'm going to give to you guys today is the subjects from where the new questions came. A few of these new questions were on the medical side, as I've just highlighted, and on the dental side we have a lot of questions on the histopathology from oral path and ODMR, as most of the questions were repeat, but the new ones were also there, but simple ones with simple histopathologic figures like OKC. This is also what we train our students in, that basic histopathological figures like ameloblastoma, okay, OKC, CEOC, those kind of things you should be able to recognize once they come in the exam. And the most important places from where the new questions came were two disciplines, prosthodontics and community dentistry. A lot of application based questions were there, just like in complete dentures a few questions came. They were about the clinical adjustments. So that also we normally train our students in how to solve questions which are coming on the clinical basis. This is a very odd kind of a question which came. This is actually an ENT question about the hearing loss impairment, and this is from the general medicine. So in medical side also, questions were mainly based on general path and medicine. So that is one important area you need to focus on. And we also train our students very well in general path and medicine as much as required, not these kind of questions. These are outliers. But this kind of question came, and that is why I wanted to show you guys. Okay, hearing impairment, how much classification? You're not really supposed to know this. You're not supposed to really attempt it in the exam either. That is why I'm just showing it here. This was a good question again. As I told you, clinical based. Head and neck carcinoma was one of the themes in the exam this time. And this question is based upon the suitable impression material for the final impression. And the recalled options are as you see below. We are still to solve many of them, the new questions. I'm just showing you the kind of recall that has come in, and the kind of paper, clinically applied paper, is very important for INICET. That is again what we train our students in. Okay, this one again a very concept based question. Adverse effects on TMJ. Which condition is going to have adverse effects on TMJ? So if you understand TMJ physiology and pathology, you've done your prostho well, you'll be able to answer this. Community, look at this. These days they are very much focusing upon the felt needs and the desired needs and all those kind of things. Okay, behavior studies. So those are few of the topics we also were telling our guys to do well. And you see here, this was a NEET. I told you NEET topics have been repeated. So see, felt needs, this is one of the NEET repeats. Okay, the types of needs in the community. You go to my book, you will be able to find that question. And always you get questions on biostatistics. We train our students very well in biostats. So what test you will employ? So I'm not going to discuss the answer, otherwise it's going to make you guys very anxious. So we'll keep you guys updated when the result comes, and some of you will be getting selected, some of you will be going ahead. So what way you should take, you'll see it in my next video. Bye bye.